go again.
Morning's quiet.
Good morning, you're up and on bright and early.
Yeah, you too.
I was saying to Mark last night, I was on another Zoom call straight afterwards, after the session last night. I was on for 2 hours and I felt quite tired this morning.
Wow. Normal Friday then.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you didn't comment about the mask this morning. Give me 2 seconds of just setting everything up on going live on Facebook and stuff. It's not the fastest of processes. As if it's actually going to do it. It doesn't seem to be doing it. No, okay. So we're not going to go live on Facebook. Right, I best do this then quickly. Adjust and adapt. Cancel that then. Right, so how many we got on? Oh, 11 already. Fantastic. Right. Good morning, everyone. This is supposed to be morning. This is supposed to be streaming on Facebook, but for some reason it's doing its thing where it's not wanting to play ball. So, excuse me, and it's supposed to be in the light group as well. So I'm going to record it and then chuck the recording onto both groups. So give me a second. I'll share screen. Okay, here we go. Right, so good morning. Welcome to this live trading session. Please note any trades discussed here. For goodness sake, get rid of that. Please note any trades discussed here are to be classed as educational only. Please only take trades you are happy to take based on your own analysis. Always follow proper risk management to protect your account as taught in the Academy and the Ninja Group, as each trade carries risk. If you're watching in the light group, please remember more live sessions are available to members, as well as more training and tools. Ask your referrer for more information. And as a disclosure, trading can contain substantial risk and is not suited for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more than their initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. We're not licensed financial advisors, nor do we give out financial advice. The user of these products and or services assumes full risk and responsibility for their trading activity. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Individual results will vary due to a variety of market and timing conditions. The information here is for educational purposes only. So we'll start off with the news and looking at this morning. What time are we on? I'm not on the right time, but equipment, not to worry. So we've got some Euro news medium impact. That says 10 o'clock, but I think that is 9 o'clock. I haven't changed the clock on here because of the changing clocks going back. Then we've got 1:30 CAD news red flag and US dollar news medium impact, and then 2:45 and 3 o'clock medium impact as well. So let's check Forex, my FX book. So yeah, according to this, for me, is it 10 o'clock or is it 9 o'clock? At some point soon. We've got medium impact on euro-related currencies there. We've got the euro there, German and Italian, all around, according to this, 10 o'clock. And then Euro news, which is medium and high impact. And again, that's saying 11 o'clock, but I'm just not entirely sure if it is 11 or an hour earlier. Then we've got some medium news for the euro. Lots of medium at 1:30 for Canadian dollar. Yeah, it's got to be 1:30. It's normally 1:30 for US related stuff. And then medium at 2:45, high impact at 3 for the US dollar. And then there's some German medium impact at 3:30. And then the rest of the day seems to be fairly okay. But of course, it's Friday, and it's down to you whether you want to carry on trading this afternoon. It's to you, your call.
Can you just have a look, Rob, at the top of the page there, right at the very top, just under where it says sign in, you'll see the server time.
Yeah, it's at 9:39. So yeah, I'm an hour ahead, aren't I? So
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So those. That's weird because
Mine says 8:39.
does it right?
Yeah.
My clock says 8:39, but that's showing 9:39. But with reference to this, of course, yeah, because they don't go back, they don't change their clocks until this coming weekend or next weekend. I can't remember. So maybe that is 12:30 then. So for everything that I've just gone through, consider it to be an hour earlier. Apologies for that.
Strange, mine says 8:30, same time as my clock, as my time.
And is yours coming up as 1:30 or 12:30 for the US news lunchtime?
Where are we? The Euro news is saying 10 o'clock. All that Euro news
Yeah.
is saying 10 o'clock.
Okay. Peculiar.
And yours is saying 11 o'clock. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Well, let's just guess our way through it all. Not really. Thanks, Andy. Okay, let's have a look at the scanner and see what's out there this morning. So I'm on Trader's Way as the broker feed. I'm on the hour time frame. The first one up is pound Canadian dollar. I know Darren Kelly's been trading this quite a bit this week. So we've got our D point at the bottom. It's a shark pattern, and as you can see, we haven't reached the first entry line, let alone the second. So it is possible that we'll see price come down to these areas, but it's also possible that it won't, and it will just do its movement from where it's at the moment. Now, looking left, as you can see where price is at the moment, the red line is going across. We've got a couple of points where price has pushed up and stopped there, pushed up and stopped. You know, it's wicked through there on the hour time frame. So where price is now, it may well be stalling out and then start a move down. So just be aware of that. Obviously, we're looking from last night's session where I was going through my lines of support and resistance and looking at the stochastic as well. There was a couple of points where I'd got into trade and an indicator had appeared at the same or around the same time. So actually just basing your entry and decision on the indicator and the alert that you can set for that is going to be a great way to get going with your trades, because whilst we can see we've got levels of support and resistance, you know, if you manage to get in at the D point and got a ninja up on the D point there, you know, just by popping our pitchfork on, I'm only going to do this roughly. You can see that that's the general direction that we would be expecting price to go, and as we always say, we're looking for price to head towards the median line. But just highlighting these points here that we have already, obviously price has come down to that level from above and sort of bounced around there before breaking through. It's pushed up and tested it again, it's pushed up, and where price is now, it's around that area. So just be aware that we could get a push down first before a potential push up. So that's a pound Canadian dollar. Let's have a look at the pound Japanese yen. Similar situation as a deep bat. So we've got two entry points, two entry lines on here. The first has been hit. The second hasn't as yet. So let's have a look where we're at. So looking left, we can see where price has been around this area before. We can mark up lines of support and resistance around those areas just to see where that might come into play here. Now, obviously, with this one, it doesn't look like it's a huge scan. I might be wrong. Okay, 90 pips. So we're looking normally at a minimum of 80 pips. And if we were to put the pitchfork on roughly, well, according to this, it's already done its duty and pushed up and hit the median line on pound Japanese yen. So it's down to you whether you wish to carry on trading this pair, but certainly price has pushed up. It's hit the median line almost. I mean, I know I haven't necessarily got this hugely spot on with the C point, but it's moved up and it's done its duty. It's hit the median line there. So now overall, you can see that for the last week or so, it's been in a sort of general downward trend from this point up here. So it may, I mean, looking at the RSI as well, it's been down low there. It's been pushing up, but you know, well, see we've got a red candle there now on the hour. You can see that the line is sort of flattening out a bit, and maybe struggling with strength, but excuse me. Yeah, that's down to personal preference if you want to carry on trading that pair because it has done its duty already. Usd Cad, that doesn't look like it's quite on the. Okay, weird. So the X point there rather than down there. Throwing the pitchfork on. Again, it's been up. It's hit the median line already. In fact, I didn't measure from C to D. See how many pips were on that one. Only 46, so not one to really consider. Oh, Usd Cad. Got into quite a long conversation last night about whether to trade next week because of the election. Anyone got any views on that?
Don't see why not. Because the rest of the world's still working, isn't it? America's not the rest of the world. Not the whole world. No,
it's not the whole world, although it likes to sometimes think it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's just whether or I think the election's Tuesday, what sort of impact that will have on the markets, depending on the result. But anyway, for the time being, certainly looking at this, we've got 300 pips from C to, not quite C to D actually. The C point is a little bit higher up there, but that's down to TP3. So we've got certainly a fair distance on this chart So again, where price is now, you can see that there's, you know, if you were to take the top of the wick of this candle here and just draw a horizontal ray along there. Let's make that a bit darker so it's a bit more visible on the screen. So there's one, excuse me, one element there, and then we've got quite a drop down to the next sort of level, which will be, well, we could actually possibly take that there, and then we're maybe looking at down there. So looking at the way that I would normally assess my trades, I'd be looking for a push down to that level, and then reassess from there. So at the moment we've got the RSI is kind of pointing downwards. If we were to put the pitchfork on it, and again I'm only going to pop it on so fairly roughly, I'm not sure that that is wholly accurate with that C point, but similarly we can see here that price has tested the 0.5 on the okay, it's not quite super stuff. It's tested the 0.5 on the pitchfork, but it's still obviously a fair way to head back down to the median line. So we could be looking at, if we get in from where we're at now, you know, 100 odd pips. So let's have a look at that on.
Don't forget this is a shark as well.
Yes, it is a shark, but price has gone through both excuse me, both entry points. So you know, as far as I know, a lot of people say avoid sharks because of the two lines, you know, sharks bite and all that sort of thing. But actually, because it's gone up now past the second entry line as well, I'm quite happy for this to be something to consider. But that, again, it's a Friday, so whether it's something that you actually want to consider, because the markets may well be slowing down now. So it's your choice whether you get into a trade that you could be stuck in or trying to manage your way out of. But as far as I'm concerned, I would look at that thinking, right, okay, I've got that sort of area is around, you know, from that line there, from the top of the wick of that candle on the hour, and we can sort of drop down to the 15-minute as well. And
I took 26 pips out of that last night, Rob. I'm back in it again now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Still 120 odd pips from where the price is now to the median as well.
Yeah. So there's still a sort of decent move. The concern is that obviously not concern, but where the RSI is at the moment, it's sort of slap bang in the middle. Well, has just been there, and the RSI is just curling over. But if we look at it on the on Trading View and see what oh, I've clearly got an old pitchfork on there. So hide that for now. Well, here's the previous pitchfork by the look of it, pitchfork scan, and there's a B point from that orange line there, marking up from a B point from that scan, which that would have been from 9th of October, and you can see that that's, as Kevin said the other day, it's still an area or a level that is being tested. So actually, we could see price coming down to that. So let's put the scan and the pitchfork on and see what that lines up with. So I'm on UTC 852. Yeah, nice. 7th 2 a.m. So I need to be on the hour, ordinary candles, just so I can see what's what. I'll turn the indicator off for a second. 7th 2. Right, so we're looking for magnet tool. I know I didn't get that one spot on, but I'll excuse me, I'll have a fiddle with it in a moment. That was 13th. Let's go for midday, 13th October. Maybe one. Would be 1500. Come on. These 12 on the 29th. Did that push up after?
Rob, I think the scanner's still an hour out of time with
Right,
Trading
okay.
View.
Thank you. I haven't, I'll be honest, I haven't actually looked at the,
I'm assuming it'll come back right when the US changes their times this weekend, but I don't know.
yeah. I confess I haven't really been using the scanner recently with my trades. I've just been on the one pair, so yeah, I confess I've sort of dropped the ball on that and not sort of followed exactly what was happening with regards to Sky. I remember seeing now that you've mentioned it, I remember seeing a comment about that. Oh, didn't quite get it right, but never mind. Come on. Okay, so there's our scan and our pitchfork, and that can jolly well enough off. Put onto high Kanashi candles, indicator on. So we've already had our ninja down after the D. In fact, let's go on to 15 minutes, so that'll be easier. After the ninja down after the D, and we're looking, as we've just said, the price has hit the first major fib line on the pitchfork, and actually looking at that, it's come back up and hit the 0.75. Excuse me. We've had a ninja down again, so Colin's just said that he's back in this trade. We've got the moving average has turned from green to red. We've got the stochastic has been up in the extreme on the 15 minute. What was it doing on the hour? So on the hours, it's been pushing up. 5 minute is pushing up. As you see here, we've got blue above red on the 5 minute. We've actually got a ninja up on the current candle, but I'm guessing we'll have a little, because of where the stochastic is now, there's not a huge distance to go till that gets on the up to the extreme again. So there may well be another opportunity and potentially another ninja down. Or no, actually, we may not get another ninja down depending where it hits. So we may be a continuation of this existing ninja down as price comes down again. So even if you're looking for sort of a sort of short-term-ish trade down to that 0.5 line again on the pitchfork, you're looking at almost 40 pips to that sort of level. So yeah, there's an opportunity there on US dollar CAD once it's done its upward move here. Right, everyone happy with that? Anyone got any questions on that one? Does everyone disagree with what I've just said?
No.
Grand. So we didn't mark out lines of support and resistance on there, so let's just do that quickly. Again, going back to the hour. So we had this level here at the top of that. Well, actually, bizarrely, I've got some lines running. Don't I always have some lines on my chart? Okay, so from looks like from this level back here. So that, when was that? That's 2nd of October. So as you can see there, on that sort of area there, it's obviously caused me to draw a line of support and resistance. It may not be bang on, but we've got that being touched again there, and the X point of this current scan and the C point of a previous scan are in the same place. So that level there, I've got a line going across there, which seems to be going on and on and on. So as you can see, that point where the C and the X are the same level, we can see previously, back to July, it's been around that area there, it's been around that area there, and actually around there as well. So obviously that's a fairly decent level. So I'm comfortable that is a strong level looking back historically, looking left. And then we've got a more sort of localized level of support and resistance with that there and that line where we're at now. So I was going to add on another line of support and resistance at the top of the wick there, but actually this line I already had in place, so I'm just going to leave that where it is. And then, as we said, looking further down, I was going to take the next big wick there, the top of that one, but actually we've already got a line in place. It's funny how these things play out, isn't it? Where was that line from? So that was from back here. So that was September. So I've obviously marked that out as a level there, which is still coming into play here. So that stuff that Kevin was going through the other day obviously works. So we've got another level down here. So let's turn the magnet tool off, and I'm going to throw on. I'm looking at that sort of level then. That's still not hitting the median line. So we've got all of these levels to break through to get down. So we've got the orange line as the B point. In fact, that may not actually be 100% on the B point there. So we've got these lines, and I know it gets more confusing when you've got the pitchfork plus the lines of support and resistance on there. But actually, you can put your pitchfork on, draw everything up as you would normally, and then when you're happy, you can just hide the pitchfork, and it starts to make things a little bit clearer, and you can see what's going on. So we know that around this area, or sorry, it was this line here, I think, is our sort of target for the median. But I think the median on the angle will actually go lower than that line anyway. So that is going to be, let's say, 30 odd pips to that level. Back down to the previous B is 70 odd pips, and even down to there is about 100. And I think Andy says about 120 down to the median. So you've got, even if you wanted to grab 30 pips, 40 pips, 20 pips, whatever it is you want to do. As Kevin said in his session, 20 pips going for a target and then compounding your account. You should be able to do that fairly easily with this move. As we can see, actually on the hour, we've got the stochastic curling over. So let's just see where we are on the 15-minute. chuck it back onto high Kanashi as an indicator. Yeah, so that has carried on. We had a sort of slight test, but it's carried on coming down now. Right, let's have a look at what else is out there. Pound New Zealand dollar. I might be wrong, but it doesn't look like it's a huge 87 pips. Okay, that's clearly already done its duty. The D point is at the top there. Let's just reset the chart. I'm putting the pitchfork on, but we can see quite easily that it's done that. It's done that quite nicely. Pound US dollar, weird shape. That's done its duty. Have a look at the 30 minutes, see if there's anything here. US dollar, Swiss franc. Only 27 pips, not to worry. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, 35, not to worry. $92, but actually if we put the pitchfork on, it's done its duty. It's already gone up and hit the median line on that one. Guessing the same for that one. How many pips in that one? C to D, 50. Pound Canadian, we've already talked about this one. 163, but it's a shark and hasn't hit either of the entry points yet. That's right, because we were talking about these levels. Okay, price has pushed up a bit from where it was then, because we were looking at those points there where it hit there and there and there. So it was has it pushed up that much? Because it was around that sort of area the price was at, but obviously it's having a bit of a push at the minute. Okay, let's look at this. Let's give it some. So according to the NTS beginners, where you're just getting the D point and placing a position in order to aim towards the median line. If you'd have done that, what time was that? That was at 4 o'clock this morning, so I doubt many of you were up at that time. Let's just hit sort of 50 or 48. Let's be more conservative, say 40, 45, because you wouldn't necessarily got in bang on at the D point there. So that's had a good push up at the moment. But looking left, where take profit one has had a decent sort of few touches in that area there on the 22nd of October. I'm just concerned, obviously, because it's a shark pattern and it's quite a distance from these two lines now, that where RSI is. Sorry.
So that C point looks like it's floating.
Floated?
It's floating. That C point.
What? Sorry, what do you mean it's floating?
It's not anywhere. It's not on a. Well, on my scan, it looks like the C point is above that. Yours looks like it's on that blue candle.
Yeah.
Mine's above the red candle next to it, but above where the blue point is.
Oh, weird. Have you tried
Yeah.
clicking on another currency pair and then going back to it?
Come out and go back, yeah. Oh, right, yeah, cool. Oh.
No, I've just found that with the scanner sometimes, which is why I can't remember if it was which pattern it was. There was one I looked at just now that just looked completely weird, and I thought, oh, I'll try clicking on another pair and then going back to it. But yeah, sometimes when you're going through the list, you'll find one that just looks weird, or the points don't quite match up. And if you just click onto another pair and then go back to it, it sorts itself out somehow.
Got you. Cheers.
No worries. So yeah, I'm just, again, if in any doubt, you don't have to take the trade. So at the moment, because it's a sharp pattern and we've got these, it's a way off these 2 entry points here, I'm just not 100% comfortable with that. So I would personally leave that. But don't have a go at me if it does start going upwards and you could have got loads of pips from it. Because we'd rather be safe than sorry. Wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pound New Zealand. Yeah, that's done its duty. That looks like it will have done its. See, again, the X point's there, but there's a low just below it. I don't quite follow why that's picking up there. We'll go with what it's delivering. So yeah, that one has done its duty. It's hit the median line. Yeah, potentially could get in, or could have got in for another run at it, because obviously with the price coming back down here, and that could almost be considered, one of your sort of fire starter setups. In fact, I haven't even checked how many pips that was. Okay, it was only 40 odd pips. But price has gone up, hit the median, it's come back down again. If you've got your fib level set up for the fire starter, that could have triggered again for another push up. We don't normally look at metals, but it's on there, so let's have a look see. Wow, look at that. Okay, that's an odd one. But yeah, we don't normally discuss metals on these sessions. We normally just go through the forex pairs. I was just curious to see where that was going to end up, because of the layout of that pattern. So our median line is still sort of a fair distance up, but gold can be quite rewarding, but it can also be quite, what's the word? It can react not necessarily as expected, and you can be in a trade and suddenly be, it could be positive and then quite easily be quite negative the next minute. So I'd leave that until you are an experienced, or at least got a more experience under your belt for that one. That looks like it's done its duty. I'm not even sure how many pips that was. No, only 40 odd. And again, there we go. So I think actually out of everything we've looked at so far, I think US dollar CAD is the only one of any real interest, unless anyone else has anything that they are looking at and would like to add to the session this morning.
Oh,
Hello.
is it not non-farm payroll day today?
No, it's normally the first Friday of the month.
Oh, is that? I thought it was the last one.
No, it's normally the first Friday of the month, so that
So
will
it'll be next one then.
next Friday. Yeah.
Next Friday, yeah. Sorry, mate. All right.
That's right. No, great question though, because obviously, as I normally do the Friday morning sessions, it's normally my honour to warn everyone that it's
Yeah.
non-farm
It's because
payroll.
nobody mentioned it, and I was convinced I was right, but even I'm wrong sometimes. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Colin, yes, on this occasion, it is next Friday. As I say, it's normally the first Friday of the month, so
Cheers, Rob.
watch out for it next week. But obviously, of course, what else we got going on next week? As we've already discussed this morning, I think it's Tuesday, we've got the election. So next week, we've got the election, we've got non-farm payroll, and I think just those two. But actually, even non-farm payroll recently, over recent months, has not been that much to worry about, because historically, I've said it before, there used to be massive spikes up and down once the news was released, sort of a push up as the news was coming out, and then a push down, and it would be big moves. But over recent months, that's not been anywhere near as exciting to watch. So anyone else with anything else that they want to have a look at or comment on or question? Don't all shout at once. No, everyone happy?
Nothing from me, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, good for now, thanks.
Okay. So with that being said, that is just the US dollar CAD. That's not a huge list to go through. So I think that's our one to watch today, and Colin's already in it. So well done, Colin. But yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. Is Kevin Orm on?
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Would you agree with that?
What, the USD Cad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been following you through, Rob, on that one. Just the same. You've got the support lines you've drawn on. Without saying that word, head and shoulders.
Yeah.
There's a classic head and shoulder formation just created. So that right hand shoulder on your just there between the two levels. You have a ninja down, I believe, on the 15-minute already.
Yeah.
On that one. So I've been flicking through the charts as you've been speaking, and there's not much else shaping up really, apart from I think it was the GBP NZD you went over. But no, on this one, I've just drawn a trend line. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've zoned it off. Excuse me. Where you have your top line there on this particular chart.
Yeah.
I drew my little zone as we was explaining, and it's hit that zone now. So technically speaking, on a 15-minute with the ninja, just switching it back on myself. Yeah, we would have had an entry, and it's sort of just going slightly sideways on the 15-minute in that zone. So if we'd have drawn a zone from the left, it actually sits in that zone right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it would have been we would have had the initial entry after the D, probably a secondary entry, and this is a third session. Yeah. On that one.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to just double check that there wasn't anything else of any real excitement out there, because normally when we're going through the harmonic scanner, we'd get something else rather than just one pair to look at. But I just wanted to double check, and it just looks to me at the moment like US dollar CAD is the only one of any real interest.
We seem to on the GPBNZD on Traders Way on the hourly. If your one comes up the same as mine,
that's it.
You can see how that's a bit. Now, if you go to FX Choice GBPNZD, and we get a slightly different setup. However, there's something going on with that X point. I don't know why it's sitting there, but if you do, I mean, if you're just forgetting the X point and the sort of the fact that it's not exact, it's the D point is still pointing in the right direction. So obviously it started its move. That was a shark, as you've already said. And but on that particular on FX Choice, we've hit the second entry levels. You've got that move to the upside. Now we've got the retracement. And we're retracing right back to the resistance levels again. So again, it's Friday. It's always a bit of a worry anyway, isn't it? But potentially there could be a little bit of an opportunity for a move on to the upside as a result of the previous resistance in and around that X point. But it's hard to pinpoint where the X point should be.
Well, I was just looking at the A and the C as well. They're all over the place. The only ones that seem to be any good are the B and the D, but the X is way up there.
Yeah.
The A is lower than the high points. Or the C is lower than higher points up there. I just
would you just class that as a failed scam? Or just ignore it.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I've just sort of picked the points and redrawn them on the harmonic. Just lowered it and raised it. I think it's just a case of it's just not picking out the right lows. But overall, like that. And the A, just raise it a little bit. If you look at that looks sensible. That would be what you'd expect to see. So everything points towards the D. But if you look in and around the X point, if you draw a line approximately from where that resistance levels are, you can see where we are now. Just bouncing off it. So it looks like there's a decent area of support on that one. And again, drawing a trend line from the most recent high to where price is now, it may well be a break from that. You might get a move to the upside, but because we're all above the D and we're heading towards the potential median.
And that, in theory, will be something along those lines there.
Yeah. So, just working off two different scans on two different brokers on the same time frame. So it's it's just the way it is.
And again, even if we're not looking to go all the way up to the median, because obviously the B, drawing a line at the B point as well, we'll have a push up to that level, which is still way below the median. But if we were to go from where we are now up to there, it's still 120 odd pips as well. So and even if we were to just go to take profit one, as it's a Friday, maybe don't want to go in for anything like huge, but that's almost 40 pips. But we'll just go onto good old Trading View and deploy the Ninjacator. So what we're on, pound New Zealand, we're on the hour time frame. So we'll just put that on the 15-minute. So we've got the stochastics just crossing over on the 15-minute. We've got the trend color on the moving average is red. But so we just wait for a ninja up. And then going, even if you want to just take 20 pips, that should be very doable. So there we go.
In fact, I've just looked at my chart and I did mark this up previously in the week. And that scan, the way we just redrawn it, on harmonics, the X and the A's and C's are correct.
Right.
the only thing is the D point has now moved to, from my scan that I've got from during the week on my trading view, it's now moved to that most recent low. So where the harmonic is right now. So
Okay.
I'm just going to move mine across, and then can So in fact, it is a valid scan. It is one that was there previously in the week. I've had it on my own charts. So there we are. We are looking at, and we did mark this up, funny enough, in the week. So yeah.
Was that in because there was some trade ideas, wasn't there?
I'm not sure if we stuck that one in.
There was 26. So yeah.
If you just click on that one, now that was where it was previously,
And it's moved again.
and you can see I got the FX choice scan chart where I marked it. Yeah, so it's just moved. Obviously, we've moved on since then. So
yeah.
So it is a scan. Just I don't know what's happening with the bloody, the platform. It just seems to be a bit iffy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got that. We're past the entry points. In fact, the entry points, everything looks the same from during the week when we looked at this and marked it up, looking for a 62 pip move on that chart. But we got the new lows, and now we've got that support, and it seems to be hanging around that support level. So
yeah,
interesting one for a move, a small move, maybe a small move to the upside on a break of that trend. Close.
Yeah. Well, there we go then, folks. Thanks for that, Kevin. So there's US dollar, CAD, and pound New Zealand dollar to keep an eye on. So in fact, how is have they got it on here? Yes, there it is. I was right on it. Are you in even more profit now, Colin? Colin's gone to sleep. He's gone back to bed.
Oh, I'm still here, Rob. I was just messing about with things. Yeah, all profit's good in it.
Nice, good. Well, as long as you made some profit, that's good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up then, folks, because there's not really much more to discuss. Weird. I've just clicked onto US dollar CAD, back to pound New Zealand dollar, and all those points have moved again. So as Kevin said, go onto trading view and just move your X to the lowest point around there, the A up to the highest, C up to the highest, and keep that as a valid scan for your own purposes. So we're just looking for a ninja up from around this area. Bizarre. Yeah, look at me with all my lines. Got more lines on there. Oh, was that? What date is that? 16th of October. That wasn't it, was it? Oh yeah, it might have been. Blimey. There we go. I've just got to move that quite a bit. It's not a lot.
That's exactly the same as what I've got. You just got to move it down, mate.
Yeah. I didn't realise I'd even marked it up, but obviously I have at some point. Cool. Right. Any more questions, or should we wrap it up there? Well, there we go then. Let's answer that.
There we go. Thanks, Claire.
Yeah, very funny. Is it still shown as Claire? It can't be shown as Claire now, surely.
No.
Lucky man. Enjoy, Jerome.
It's a good pub, mate. I love the place. See you later. Well, 110 days without a help.
110?
Yeah, Victorian. We've been in lockdown for 120 days.
Wow. Well, go and enjoy the experience again then.
That's why I haven't been trading this week. I've been drinking. See you later.
Enjoy. Well, have a great weekend, everyone. I think that's it for trading sessions for today. So, yeah, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And we shall see you next week for more of the same.
Oh, just about that. Just a very quick one about that chart that we're looking at there.
Yep. Oh, thank you, Andy. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So we got shout out to my ex and now blurred lines. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, what a community we are. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you on that note, and I shall see you all next week.
Nice one.
Cheers, Rob.
That's all, Rob.
Cheers, Rob. Bye.
Cheers, Rob. Cheers, mate.